He's super detailed. He's he raises the standard of a room, and not just his room that he's in, not just the quarterback room or the offense. It's really the whole team, and that's really special. And for me, I feel like the competition has been just super high out there because of him and the checks that he can make, and the way we can get into the right look to compete with our defense. It's been really fun to be out there, and yeah, we just got to make sure we keep this thing going.
What can you learn from Allen Lazard, who played with Aaron and who also, is out there with you?
Yeah, I mean, I try and make sure I spend as much time with Allen as possible. On the field and off the field. That's one of my best friends now, and then when we're in the meeting room, he's one of those dudes I can bounce anything off of. He's played with Aaron. He can be like that translator or middleman when there's a signal we don't know, or if Aaron's doing this and he's like, Allen's like, looks at me and I know exactly what I got, that type of thing. And Allen and Cobb have been that. Malik Taylor too. They all play with Aaron and have those reps with Coach Hackett, and that's been huge for me to have, like I said, a middleman to kind of have a translator.
When did you and Allen kind of become friends?
Probably like middle of OTAs. We were always cool, and he's coming to play, and then once we start spending time with each other, like, oh, this dude's cool, and we have this in common, these interests, and that was definitely the case with us. And then since then we just been super cool. Really whatever it is, we go and get dinner or whatever it may be, we're really close, and I think it shows out on the field just by the way we can communicate with each other with, maybe some things unsaid, but yeah, Allen's been awesome to be around, and it's obviously huge with having that new system in to have someone like that in the receiver room.
You're coming off an Offensive Rookie of the Year award, but what keeps you so grounded?
I don't know, it's just, staying true to myself. For me, it's like my parents, my family, the way I grew up. I have no excuse to not be in this position right now, So for me, it's like they did everything for me. It took a whole village to raise me. I'm so thankful for how I grew up and what type of person would I be to get up to this point and act like I was I don't even know, against all the odds or anything like that. For me, it's just doing what I love, and when I'm out there, anyone would tell you I'm as competitive as it gets. I play with a little edge, and I'm emotional out there, but off the field, I feel like I can talk to anyone and I can just be myself.
How do you plan on being even better this year?
Just taking the right steps as far as, making sure that I'm getting everything out of practice and indulging in this offense. It's such an offense where if you fully know it and understand it inside and out, you're going to have a lot of chance to make a lot of plays. So for me, I never really got to that point last year where I fully understood the offense, maybe towards the end of the year, but it was too late, and now I have a chance to fully dive in and ask the right questions around Aaron and Allen and Cobb and make sure that I'm fully understanding the offense so I can go out there and just play to max potential.